It's Friday. What is today? February 24th. And I came out here to Alum Rock Park today because this is where I come for my lunch cardio, and it's close. Oh. And most of the park is closed. I tried coming in on the lower routes, and they got the gates closed and the signs up and everything. So I came to the upper half. And the way that I walked in today, I mean, there wasn't a sign up on the trail that I came in, so I really hope that it's okay for me to be here today. We try to practice, responsible stewardship wherever we go, whether it's a park, state park, county park, national park, wilderness area, or open space preserve. It's just the right thing to do. So I would feel really bad if I'm not actually supposed to be in here today. But anyway, I am, and I'm walking. And somebody asked me the other day about, why do I walk? Why do I hike? When I'm also training the powerlifting, the three main movements for powerlifting. And it was kind of an interesting question. And I really hadn't thought about it other than it's just what I do. I mean, we love hiking. We, being my wife and I, we try to drag the kids along whenever we can actually con them into coming out with us. But powerlifting is a relatively new thing. The three main movements: the bench, the squat, the deadlift. In terms of a training focus for me, it's just something that I connected with recently over probably about the last year. I don't even know if it's been a year yet. And just kind of really, I would say fell in love, but that just sounds way too corny. But I really, really enjoy the movements. I love the feeling of picking something heavy up off the floor. I mean, I don't know if there is another more functional demonstration of strength than picking something up off the floor. I mean, we do it all the time. It's required in our work. We do it in our daily lives. We do it at home, or at least I certainly do. Picking a case of, water bottles up off the floor, or even the laundry basket or the trash bin, or I don't have little children anymore, but picking a 40 or 50 or 60 pound kid up off the floor, I mean, that's essentially a deadlift. And the squat, maybe not as much of a functional movement, but still one of the big three. And then obviously the bench press movement is really only used in a combative sense. When you look at where the application of that pressing movement is, it's mostly a combative movement, and it's not really naturally found in a lot of ways, at least the way that we live or tend to live in a Western society. Or I'll speak for myself, the way that I live, I would never do a movement that even looked similar to the bench press, other than maybe getting myself up off the floor occasionally, and doing so in that manner, rather than standing up in some other unassisted way. But anyway, the movements I love the movements, and I've adopted a goal kind of loosely at this point, which I don't know if you've seen any of my posts on Instagram. Sometimes I'll tag them with my quest for 1,500 pound total, because I got this idea in my head the other day. It's like you don't see many old powerlifters, and I'm over the age of 40, and not by much, but I am, and it got me thinking, like, well, if I'm going to train these movements, what's the purpose? What am I training them for? And I started seeing all these kind of videos. I watch a lot of videos online. I talk with a lot of people in the fitness community where I participate in the community, and I see guys doing these things. I see people at powerlifting meets. I see these world-class lifters, and they all have goals, and I didn't really have a goal. So I was wondering if it would be possible, and it seems out of reach, which made it that much more attractive to me, but to have a 1,500 pound total by the time I was 50 years old, hopefully at 50. So it gives me several years to train it, and I think from a disadvantage standpoint, yeah, I'm not a young guy. My maximum recoverable volume is probably going to be lower than guys that are in their 20s and 30s. I think the upside for me is, since I haven't been beating my body up with powerlifting for 20 years, I don't have that wear and tear on my body at this point. And at somebody who's over 40 and reasonably fit, hopefully that'll work to my advantage. I think the other thing that we got going is patience. I've been around long enough to know how to listen to my body and really learned through some difficulties, some injuries, through some training mistakes, through poor habits, what my body needs to effectively recover. So this year, it'll be my goal to really effectively have to have an effective training structure by the end of this calendar year, and it's February now. And the reason I'm saying this calendar year, even though it could be much sooner than the end of the year, which would be December, is we've got a lot of other things planned for the year. So I don't want this to take away or detract from the focus of those trips and those types of things. And I don't have the other elements in place that I feel I need either. I do have a good chiropractor. I do have a good physical therapist. I have a great primary care physician. I'm going to need all these people on board to help keep me healthy. And I want to find a trainer. I've reached out to a few people so far, haven't gotten a lot of response. I think they're kind of looking at me like a lot of the community would view me and be like, dude, you're old. Like, why the hell would you want to do this? Why should I work with you? It's going to be a waste of time. But there's somebody out there. There's somebody out there who's going to work with a guy that's over 40 with the kind of goals that I'm establishing. So to give you an idea of where I'm at now, I don't really even know what my combined total for the 3 lifts are right now. And I'm not using there's a calculation that you can use. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. I'll try to look it up and see if I can post it in the information down below. But it's basically a way to calculate your age difference. It gives you like a number that you can use. So basically, you multiply whatever your total is times this number, and it's the equivalent of what a 20-year-old guy would do or whatever. But I'm not going to use that. I know it's available. I'll probably track it just because I'm curious to see what that equivalent would be. But I know that my combined total is most definitely below 900 pounds at this point. I've never 1 rep maxed on these lifts recently, but I can give you an estimation based on what I have lifted recently in training. I have moved 225 for I think 2 or 3 reps on the bench. So my 1 rep max would be a little bit higher than that. I've pulled 305 sumo off the floor for I think it was also either 2 or 3 reps. I want to say it was 3 reps. So that max will be a little bit higher, that 1 rep max. And then my squat, I've squatted 275 for 4 or 5 reps. I don't remember. It's actually one of the videos I posted on Instagram, I think, but it's been a while. It was actually before I had the issue with my SI joint. I had a hypermobile SI joint, and it was causing me a lot of pain. I had to spend some time rehabbing that and fix that. And I haven't really squatted anything close to that since. Although I guess essentially do like maintenance work. So I mean, maybe my 1 rep max squat is around 300 pounds. I don't know. So just based on those numbers, I mean, I know I'm above 800 but below 900 at a little bit over 40 years old. So not bad for an old guy, but I want it to be better. So today's just a little bit of a log on my thoughts while I'm out here walking. I'm going to share this view with you guys one more time. That's the Silicon Valley right there, heart of San Jose, heart of Silicon Valley, San Jose, and that's what you're looking at out there. Beautiful, beautiful view today. So anyway, thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this. Comment, like, subscribe. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, watch that introduction video at the beginning of people's videos, because that's how you support that channel. Those advertisers only pay for those 30-second views, and if you click. So if you want to support somebody's channel, I'm not saying my channel, I'm saying anybody's channel, you want to support them, watch for that 30 seconds. It's not that long and it's not that hard. And maybe even click a link or two if you're feeling frisky. Anyway, thanks for your time. Hope you're all having a great day. Bye.